INTP personality, typical traits and behaviors explained. INTP, the logician personality, is one of the rarest personalities of the Myers-Briggs model. Only 3% of people in the world can be classified as INTP. INTPs are brilliant people with a powerful intellect and insightful observations. They are quiet and analytical, and they have a very rich inner world. They keep a small social circle and spend their time wondering about the mysteries of the world. Some of the greatest minds of all time, including Bill Gates, Albert Einstein, and Isaac Newton, are said to belong to this personality group. INTPs have unique traits and personalities. Today, we are going to look at some of the typical traits and behaviors of an INTP personality that will help you identify if you are one or not. But before we dive into it, please remember we make these videos for free for your entertainment. And all we ask in return is that you click the like button and subscribe with the notification bell on. Abbreviation. INTP stands for introversion, intuition, thinking, and perceiving. INTPs are introverts who like to withdraw from the world and focus on their thoughts. They like to trust their gut feeling and use logic and reasoning to support every decision in an argument. They are the thinkers who only trust the rationality, and their life is directed by things that make sense to them. They don't let emotions cloud their prominence. INTPs are open to new possibilities, and sometimes it becomes a problem for them because when they have too many options in front of them, it makes them indecisive. Walking BS detectors. INTPs are a sucker for facts and accurate information. If they sense someone is lying to them or their words don't add up, they instantly detect the errors and correct the other person. It is very hard to lie around such people because they are like BS detectors. When INTPs notice logical errors and mistakes, they hop in with the accurate facts and tell what's right. It is very typical behavior of INTPs because they cannot stand misinformation, and they have a sudden urge to make amends in the statements and thoughts of the other person. Explorers of new ideas. One of the most common things in INTPs is their affinity for creativity and innovation. Such people are always open to exploring new theories and ideas, and that's why they are the discoverers of amazing things in their field. INTPs don't like to sit around and do stuff other people do. Instead, they like to explore new possibilities and come up with innovations no one has thought about before. Are you a creative person? What are some of the most creative ideas you have come up with in your life? Comment below. Not the cheerleading type. Most people know how to provide emotional support to their friends in time of crisis and listen to them and help them untangle their emotional problems. But it is a common practice of INTPs not to get involved in the emotional messes. When someone turns to an INTP for emotional support and advice, they give them realistic ones. They use the facts and reality to point their friend in the right direction. Some people value INTPs for their honesty and emotionlessness, but others label them as cold people who cannot be relied upon when emotions are concerned. Emotions and feelings confuse INTPs, and instead of focusing on sympathetic behavior, they like to prioritize rationality. Absent-minded. While you will find INTPs coming up with some of the most creative ideas and innovations, at the same time, you will find them absent-minded and lost in their own world. Most INTPs have scattered thoughts, and they are disorganized. They are intellectual individuals who are caught up in their own minds and fail to deal with the daily tasks, such as bills or deadlines. They often fail to conform to even the basic expectations of daily life and society. For INTPs, daily life and daily tasks are boring, and they are so involved in thinking big that they miss out to fulfill their duties. You will find them sitting with you, but lost in an entirely different universe because their minds are buzzing with so many thoughts that they hardly get time to get out and live in the present. Curious nature. One of the reasons behind the rich knowledge of INTPs is their curious nature. They don't just stick to their field of study or expertise. They keep learning and discovering the subjects that intrigue them. One week, they are studying the stars. The next week, they are learning French. And so it goes on for their whole life. Everything around them increases their curiosity and makes them believe they have to learn more about it. That's why INTPs have an exceptional wealth of knowledge and skills. Are you a curious person who likes to explore new dimensions? Or do you like to live your everyday life without being intrigued by the things around you? Tell me in the comment section below. Problem solvers. The world is full of a lot of problems, but not everyone has the tendency to sit down and wonder how to solve them. INTPs see the world as a big, complex machine. Just like any machine, the parts are connected. They believe there is a solution for every problem. You just have to find it. And once you see a problem, they focus all their energy on coming up with a solution, even if the world tells them there isn't one. Take the example of Bill Gates, an INTP. Bill Gates came up with the idea of a clean plumbing system that could operate without water, electricity, or a sewer system that would decrease the number of adults and children dying from dysentery and other waterborne illnesses, saving countless lives. When Gates took on the challenge of developing such a system, people always told him what impossible thing he was working on and that he should quit. But Bill did the opposite and took on the challenge. This is a typical INTP behavior, looking for solutions to problems that most people don't think exist, isolated from the world. INTPs can develop excellent social and networking skills, but at the core, they are introverts who like to spend time alone. You will often find INTPs isolating themselves from the crowd because of feeling overwhelmed by human connections. They use their alone time to recharge their energy and straighten out their thoughts. Instead of going out and hanging out with people, they prefer to isolate themselves and think about the mysteries of the universe. For them, exploring ideas and seeking an understanding of the world is more important than building social contacts. Do you like to live in isolation like INTPs? Are you an extrovert? Tell below. Perfectionist. One of the easiest and simple ways to spot an INTP is his perfectionist nature. INTPs like to come up with ideal solutions instead of workable ones. They spend time analyzing and reanalyzing information and facts so they can improve their methods. But sometimes this becomes a hindrance in their path to achieve something. Sometimes INTPs become so unsure of their work that they start doubting themselves and believe they can still do better. When this happens, they leave projects unfinished and don't peruse them because they feel they are not good enough. They are able to turn only a few ideas into reality, and most of their work remains unfinished because they are waiting to perfect it. Emotional, but appears cold. Because of believing in rationality and logic, INTPs don't understand emotions very well. They don't have emotional awareness and don't understand emotional cues, making them look cold and heartless. But deep down, they are sensitive and emotional people who struggle with expressing their feelings because of their feeling function not being developed very well. INTPs treat emotions as something to be studied in their own right way. Many INTPs are exceptional listeners and exhibit great caring and tolerance for those they love, but emotions freak them out. Uncertain about themselves. We've talked about how intelligent and creative INTPs are, but it is also typical for them to live in fear of failure. They are anxious about overlooking some critical aspect of their theory, invention, or idea. This causes them to be self-conscious and to waste energy and time second-guessing themselves. You will often find an INTP lost in this world, calculating all the ways he could be wrong and doubting his abilities. Do you second-guess yourself a lot, even if you are accomplished, smart, and creative? Bored by daily life. While INTPs are very much in the bigger picture, they don't like to focus on the tiny details of everyday life. For them, day-to-day routine matters like organizing your work email or cleaning your working space are of no interest because they believe they can do so much with their time and energy instead of doing minor things. INTPs get bored when you ask them to focus on their daily work and lifestyle and improve things as they don't find it inspiring. They like to think of the mysteries of the universe and derive unique ways to help the world. Book readers. By now, you know how logical and fact-oriented INTPs are. You will often find them reading a lot of different books, listening to podcasts, or talking to people they see as role models because they have a thirst for knowledge. that is not easily satisfied. They dive deep in different available resources and discover new things. It helps them expand their knowledge pool and stay happy and satisfied. Difficult with relationships. INTPs can be very loyal and supportive partners, but they have problems developing and carrying on with relationships. Getting out and meeting new people, risking rejection, and being emotionally vulnerable is outside their comfort zone. As a result, they often wait for others to make the first move and are not very open with people. INTP is a very different personality type, and today we looked at the different traits of INTPs. I hope you found this video informative. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. You can continue watching my content by clicking on the screen. I will see you guys in the next one.